Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk and this video is about the ordinary skincare routine for whiteheads and enlarged pores. Now you likely experience enlarged pores because your skin is going to overproduce oil and this gets trapped in your pores, therefore your pores look much bigger. So this is where I have included some skincare products that can help you to regulate your oiliness to minimize them. At the same time, when looking into your whiteheads, this basically means that your skin can get easily clogged because all what it traps is the oil, dirt, impurities, dead skin cells, all that good stuff that you want to get out there. So this is where we are going to work with exfoliating acids on a regular basis to let go of the dead skin cells on the skin surface and to clean the pores within so that the dirt that's getting trapped is going to raise to the surface. And this is not going to only help you to reduce your current whiteheads but prevent them from forming in the future. At the same time, we're also going to work with a healthy skin cells production so that overall your skin is going to be more in balance and that you're going to make sure that your skin is getting less clogged or is less likely getting clogged. Now, an important point which also plays a part in this example routine is not a specific treatment, but it's something very simple which most of us do not really understand how important it is. And this is when looking now into my morning skincare routine, the cleansing step. Same applies to the evening skincare routine. So washing your face properly in the morning as well as evening is such an important point. This is where I recommend working with non-exfoliating acid cleansers if you're going to follow my specific example routine, and making sure that you're using a cleanser that's suitable for normal to oily skin to get that excess oil from the skin. Same applies to sweat, dirt and any other impurities, which can already make a significant difference by properly washing your face. This can be done above the sink or ideally in the shower. So if you want to see how you can properly wash your face, as simple it may sound, it's not that easy. I'm going to leave such a video in the top right corner. So please don't forget to properly wash your face. After that, what's important to do is to take a clean towel, so really important, and remove the excess water from the skin surface. So once you have washed your face, cleansed your face, rinsed it off, you're going to remove the excess water, because this is an important tip that I want to share with you in between, so that you're going to avoid applying your skincare products to wet skin, which you're going to then leave on the skin, because this can lead to an uncomfortable feeling. You're going to mix your serum with the excessive water that's on the skin surface, and it's going to create a mess. Therefore, this is an important step to emphasize in between. Then we are heading into the first serum, which is a water-based serum and it's an hydrating serum. Now, because niacinamide as well as azelaic acid help us to regulate oiliness as well as unclog pores, we want to make sure that we are going to add some hydration in this routine as well. But it has to be lightweight because, again, you do not want to clog your pores again. So therefore, I recommend working with an hydrating serum at first, then apply it to the skin, move on to your niacinamide for your oily skin to regulate your oiliness, and then head into azelaic acid. Now, you probably noticed that in between the waiting time is important, especially with the ordinary formulations. Otherwise, you can come across not only an uncomfortable feeling, but also skincare pilling, which I do have in a summary in my PowerPoint as well, which you can see right here on how you can avoid skincare pilling. So it's not only about applying your skincare products to dry skin, it's not only about the waiting time, but how much you're going to use plays also a significant role. And this is where my overall general guide comes in handy. It should give you an idea, a starting point of how much you're going to use when applying it evenly all over your face. So there you will find all that information. And then as the last step, we are going to head into sun protection, because you want to protect the skin against the UV damage. So if you haven't done this in the past, this may be one of the reasons why you're experiencing enlarged pores. So therefore, to protect it properly, sunscreen during the day is important. And I suggest going with a mineral sunscreen. You can see the ordinary one or NIOD. Those are just two examples. If you should have a different one, you can go ahead and replace it for sure. But I went with mineral sunscreens because, first of all, they can give you a mattifying effect. I know it's quite common that most of them give you a white cast. If you do not mind it, that's for sure, of course, a plus point for you. Otherwise, go with a natural tinted one. But it's primarily because it's not going to interact with your living skin cells. So it's less likely to influence your hormones. It's primarily on the skin surface to properly protect the skin. So therefore, I went with a mineral sunscreen, which, by the way, can also be used if you have sensitive skin. So this would then conclude the entire example morning skincare routine, which you can follow daily. Now we want to head into the evening skincare routine, which again, I want to quickly emphasize the cleansing step because again, it's quite important, especially if during the day you have used a mineral sunscreen. So you aren't able to take off your mineral sunscreen with your regular cleanser. It's just going to create a mess. Therefore, go ahead and work with an oil or balm cleanser at first to properly break down your mineral sunscreen, maybe even stubborn makeup. It does this all in one go. This is where you can, for example, use the ordinary squalane cleanser. And then I suggest going into your regular cleanser so that you then can properly remove the excess that the oil or balm cleanser may have left on your skin surface. So again, you're making sure that you can properly take off your sunscreen as well as makeup, but at the same time making sure that you then can remove that specific excess of the cleanser so that your skin is not getting clogged. So therefore, I suggest going with a double cleansing method, which again, you will find the instructions below. After that, again, same thing, go ahead, use a towel, remove the excess water from the skin surface, and then we are working with an exfoliant. Now, I'm going to work with 2 exfoliating acids, which I suggest mixing in the palm of your hand so that you can create your own AHA/BHA exfoliating acid mixture. And you're going to do this in the palm of your hand every time you're going to use the exfoliant so that you can mix it freshly. This is where I went ahead and I've picked the ordinary lactic acid, which is an AHA, as well as the ordinary salicylic acid solution. So lactic acid primarily works on the skin surface. Salicylic acid works within the pores so that you can properly unclog them. So we are going to work on the skin surface as well as much deeper so that you can let go of what's trapped within your pores. And by the way, salicylic acid also helps regulate oiliness, whereas lactic acid, not only on its own, but it also already contains hyaluronic acid, helps to hydrate the skin. And so then once you have done the mixture, you will find the guide below right here. Then you can go ahead, apply it evenly all over, or just use it in the affected area, which may be like your T-zone if you're getting oilier in those areas, but you may want to leave out your cheeks. So you can really customize it and work with it where you experience your problems, your skin concerns. And then you're going to leave it on the skin. Ideally, in your evening skincare routine, you just would wash your face with your cleanser and then use exfoliant, apply to the skin, leave it on the skin. And work with nothing else afterwards, because this way the exfoliating acids can get to work, and then when waking up the next morning, you're going to wash everything off the skin, you are going to flush everything out of your pores. This would be ideal. However, I know that with my morning skincare routine as well as with the exfoliating acids, you can come up to a point, depending on how oily your skin is already in the first place, or if you have combination skin, then you can likely come across such a where you're going to experience maybe a bit of dryness. So this is where you could, if you really feel the need, follow with an hydrating serum afterwards. You could then use it all over, or just where you experience dryness. So if you have like your cheeks that feel a bit dry, use it on your cheeks, but if you're getting oilier in your T-zone, you could theoretically leave it out. So again, you can customize it and play around with it so that you're making sure that you're going to still experience a comfortable feeling. But again, ideal would it be to just work with the exfoliant on its own without layering anything else on top of it. So therefore, you have to test it. I've put there that it's an optional step, and then see how your skin is going to respond to it. An additional point, what's really important to emphasize, is how often you are going to work with your exfoliating acids. And you can find the frequency below. So start off with 2 to 3 times per week. Over time, like after 2 to 3 weeks, if you see how your skin is going to tolerate that frequency, you can either leave it as it is, if that's working fine for you, or slowly increase it up to every other day, up to daily, and then see what your skin is able to tolerate and at what frequency you really enjoy the benefits, and then maintain it. But always, again, in the future, if your skin concerns are improving, you always need to adjust the frequency of how often you're going to exfoliate the skin. And then on the days we're not working with an exfoliant, this is where we are just going to work with hydration after the cleansing step. And then there you have it. So you can customize it and see what you're going to do on the days when working with an exfoliant and when not using an exfoliant. And so this would be then my daily morning skincare routine as well as my 2 evening skincare routines on how you can alternate between them. Now, if you want to know more about the products that I have chosen based on what you can pick, like for example, the hydrating serums, you aren't sure which one you should pick, you will find it below the example routines under skincare product descriptions. There you have the entire list of the products that I have mentioned with a description next to it so that you then can read through it and basically do your pick. And that's primarily what you can find when it comes to the products. Below that, you have the general skincare tips, which I have already emphasized, like the order of application. Then if you want to do a patch test, how you can do a patch test, and so on, what I've already mentioned in the example routines. Below that, you will find more on sunscreen itself, when it's important to wear, how you can read your labels, and we have an application and removal guide as well. So this is what you will be able to find in my entire PowerPoint, which if you like to, you can download it in the description box down below. And so this is what I wanted to share with you, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to support me freely, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it with your friends. Or if you want to support my channel with a little tip, you can go ahead and do so by clicking on the super thanks button below this video, or check out the description box. There you will find a PayPal link. I'm also currently working on a paid membership where you can choose between your subscription and enjoy the benefits, such as, for example, getting the entire PowerPoint so that you can customize them yourself, or just primarily supporting the channel because I'm an independent YouTuber. I'm not affiliated with any skincare companies, so I'm also not getting sent any skincare products. I'm just doing this by myself, for myself, to educate you on how you can work with the different skincare products. So if I'm having everything ready for you when it comes to the paid membership, I'm going to leave everything in the description box down below as well. Now, if you want to learn more about the different applications, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching and learn more about it. And I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.